We hope you're enjoying the workshop so far, and welcome to Northwest Community Television.
We thought that with the following tape, we could give you a short introduction to the vast world of community programming. As new members of this organization, you will find some of its privileges to be, quite frankly, unbelievable.
Community Television offers each of its card-carrying members the equipment, the training, and all of the free advice you'll need. You provide the creative spark, and the result is Community Television.
Your involvement with community television can take many forms. First, you may be the subject of a community television program or perform on camera. For this, you will need no technical training and may perform, announce, and host as many programs as you wish.
Second, you may assist in the technical production of another member's program by running a camera, controlling the audio, until ultimately you're directing a show yourself. This is an excellent opportunity for new members to gain needed technical experience before taking on the full responsibility of their own program.
How does one get started?
There are two ways you can get plugged into a show almost immediately. The first is to join our Program Volunteer Network. By signing your name, phone number, and hours available, you will join a network used regularly by any producer needing crew help.
Another option is the Northwest Production Club. This organization is a little more formalized, and club members are called upon to tape regular school sporting events and concerts, local dance recitals, civic events, parades, talk shows, game shows, to offer just a sampling. Your involvement with either of these programs is dependent on your schedule, and you choose the shows and events that you will work on. If you wish to sign up for the Northwest Production Club or the Program Volunteer Network, please ask your instructor following this tape.
Now, where were we?
Explaining the many ways one becomes involved with community television.
Oh, yes. The third method is to produce a program yourself. This is the primary function of community television, to give you the opportunity to express yourself or your point of view on any topic to television audiences in your area. And we guarantee, after completing your first program, you'll be hooked.
Now let me get this straight. Anyone can come off the street, take a few classes, and then produce a show about anything? Just like the networks?
Even better than that. On community television, you can be innovative and produce programs the networks and local television wouldn't even touch. We will not judge your program content or deny your program channel time because it wasn't good enough or didn't get the ratings. As you can see, the sky's the limit. But there are some restrictions.
Ha! I knew it. There had to be a catch.
No, they're quite simple, really. A program is not allowed to contain any advertising material or promote any kind of a lottery. No program will contain any material deemed obscene or pornographic. And lastly, CTC equipment may not be used to tape weddings, birthday parties, or any other personal use.
That's it?
That's it. Keep in mind that every program produced must be cablecast on one of our community television channels to be seen by a potential audience of thousands.
I'm sure every potential producer watching is bubbling with program ideas. But if you need some hints as to what is possible and what has been done with our current facilities, let's take a look at a short showcase of programming.
Probably our best Greco-Roman wrestler in the United States today. Obviously, or definitely our most talented. More of a Greco-Roman expert than freestyle, but he is very good in freestyle as well.
So he took the bronze medal at the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles in Greco. Wrestling Boris Badayev.
Badayev gets a nice takedown. 1 point. He only scored one.
Underneath, good pass and a good shot.
That was Eric Horhorst. That we're going to call his number again. Yes. It seems like Hopkins has made wholesale changes except for number 44, Rusty Olson. Russ Olson is the only starter in there for Hopkins.
Number 14, Matt Miller, is now in for Hopkins. Long shot is good by number 10, Buendorf.
Jim Skelly and Steve Jensen back 4-on-3 as Richfield's Chris Krieger puts a shot on goal, and there's a goal. It came on the rebound, and Tim Potter will get the credit.
I talked earlier about Potter being one of the keys on the Richfield team. This is a big goal for Richfield. Potter picks up the puck off the right circle from a bad angle and snuck it through a maze of players. Here it is. Sneaks it through a maze for the far corner. Gerard caught on the angle.
The Falcons start out on the beam, and I don't know if that's an advantage or disadvantage, Joe.
Well, it's hard to start out in a big meet like this. It means that you're sort of going to set the base for the other teams, and that means you're maybe judged just a little tougher. So you've got to be, this has got to be your best night. Okay, we're over here on the vaulting for Minnetonka. A little bit of a jump on the landings that Sonny Chapman we're looking at.
They've been in the Crystal Parade for the past 5 years, and they are a baton twirling team, and they've got the drums and the cymbals and the pom-poms and everything. They're really something else. An impressive unit here.
Well polished, very precision.
And what's helpful in adult children of alcoholics is that I can start to move away from surviving and get into living.
And living your own life.
Right.
Speaking of moving in along things here, this is Direct Line. We do understand have a call from Maple Grove Holding. If we can take the call at this moment.
Yes, I had a question. Being that your parents drank, or father or mother, how does that affect you that you are adult now? Do you drink, and is it social drinking? Does it get heavier? How does alcoholism affect younger people as far as their drinking habits?
Well, joining me right now is Ross Young and Tom Spindler, a part of the Wastebasket Review. This is your 20th year?
Not my 20th year, but it's the review's 20th year. Yes, I've been in it for 16 years now.
You have?
Yes, I have.
Oh, my goodness. How about you, Ross?
This is my 3rd year.
3rd year.
When they started, I was 5.
Oh, okay. I'm fine. How many rehearsals have you guys been to this year?
More than I'd like
More
to
than
count.
you like. They are extensive, though. You guys really practice for this show, don't you?
We do. This year, because of Swinging Ed's having a performance at the 5-State Music Educators Convention in February, they started in October, and we went once a week all the way through until that performance, and then we threw an extra time for choreography.
Hello and welcome. This is SOS, Seniors on Screen. And today we have with us Arlene Schoenemann, who is the president of the Zoological Society of Como Park Zoo. And she has brought with her 2 baby orangutan monkeys, I'd say, but I guess they are called orangutans, right?
Yeah. Orangutan.
Orangutan, okay. I got that wrong right from the start. And so it's going to be very entertaining. So let me introduce them to you. This is Arlene. Hi,
Hello.
Arlene.
Hello.
And we have Sherman and Carlo. Is that right?
Correct. That's right.
At least I got their names correct. Will you tell me a little bit about how come you are into this project?
Mm-hmm. As many people know, Como Zoo does not have a nursery for babies that are not being cared for by their mother.
Uh-huh.
So.
Whatever brings a handsome stranger such as yourself to a place such as this?
Well, it was a horse, miss. A horse brought me here. But the reason I came is on account.
On account?
On account of the most malfeasant malefactor ever to crawl out from under the lowest rock in Rattlesnake Gulch. I speak of none other than Cadwallader Cad.
Oh!
Yeah, newly arrived in the township of Sweetport. I aim to track that varmint to his lair and recover what he stole from my poor, aged parents. Right and justice are on my side. I cannot fail. Virtue must prevail. Thanks for the water, miss. I must be off.
The last question that was answered correctly came from the black and white television category, and so we'll ask another black and white TV question. This man hosted the infamous Truth or Consequences before moving to the Price Funny Farm.
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker, that's a correct. Bob Barker, who was infamous for saying, "This is Bob Barker saying goodbye, hoping all your consequences are happy ones." Category, please, from the Funny Farm. Yay.
History. Do it. History.
History.
Nice job, Jeff.
Fantastic, wonderful, the greatest show on earth, in all objectivity. Excitement.
Now, to start off today's programs here is a song called Sing a Song of Thanks and Joy, sung by our youth choir.
The morning sun lights up the day and brightens all the earth. In constant watch it speaks of God, unchanging, ever new.
And we welcome you to our program called Catch the Vision. The scripture reference that we use as our theme verse is found in Proverbs chapter 29 in verse 18, where there is no vision, the people perish. Tonight, we're privileged to have as our special guest Mrs. Fran Mason, wife of Pastor Gilbert Mason. Fran, it's a pleasure to have you in our studios.
I'm real happy to be here today.
This is your second time you've been on the program. People have probably recognized you from prior program. Maybe you could just refresh their memory a little bit about yourself. How long have you been married?
You're gonna look for me and I'll be home. Payday's coming and it won't be very long, Lord. You're gonna look for me and I'll be home. You're gonna look for me and I'll be gone. Oh, sing on. Sing on. Just a little while longer. Sing on.
An old open dump in a ravine or a gravel pit somewhere out in the country. There are rats scurrying about, litter blowing, birds looking for food, and the overpowering smell of decaying and burning refuse. As recently as 1969, there were over 1,200 such open dumps in Minnesota. Since 1969, however, regulations have become more strict and most of the open dumps are now closed. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, or MPCA, has granted permits for less than 200 solid waste disposal sites, most of which are sanitary landfills. The main difference between an open dump and a sanitary landfill is that in the newer method, the garbage is spread out in thin layers by bulldozers to compact its volume. Then at the end of each day, it is covered over with dirt. This final dirt covering helps to reduce the problems of blowing trash. It discourages rodents and other animals from scavenging, and it decreases the unsightliness of the landfill.
Folding out with the left hand, the front hand, that's the blocking hand. The back hand pulls back to your solar plexus and is parallel to the floor. Okay, go mine. Fold, step, block. All right, go mine. All right, now fast. This is knife hand block. Ready? Okay, go mine. Again, ready? Go mine. We'll do the same thing to the right. Fold with the blocking hand on top.
Slapstick. Old-time burlesque was characterized by slapstick. Slapstick.
Slapstick. S-L-A-P-S-T-I-C-K. Slapstick.
Correct. Bakery. We visit the neighborhood bakery at least once a week. Bakery.
Bakery. B-A-K-E-R-Y.
Correct.
We've talked about handling use and handling some of the problems if use turns into major problems. It seems to take a lot of courage to go up and talk to somebody if you're concerned about them. Have you done that? What's that like? How does it feel to do it?
I can speak firsthand on that. It takes a lot of courage because you don't know if that person's going to hate you for the rest of your life for, I don't know if you want to say narc, but for coming up to them and asking them because they don't want anyone to know because they're part of the group and they don't want to be in trouble and they don't want to be known as a drinker. So to go and confront someone, they're probably going to deny it, and it takes a lot of courage to go up and do it because you're afraid.
Welcome to the Golden Valley City Special. I'm your host, Kelly Hudson. The residents of Golden Valley are facing a major decision. The question is, should they approve the construction of a $5 million aquatic recreation facility in that community? Residents will have the opportunity to answer that question at a bond referendum scheduled for May 12th. In the meantime, a 9-member Citizens Advisory Task Force, known as the Pool Committee, is sponsoring a number of public information meetings on the issue.
Mrs. Either of you, I'd like to ask, what is the best solution to the pregnancy problem?
What I would like to see done is I would like to see, instead of having abstinence and chastity kind of taught as a sideline, I would like to have that taught as one of the main, definitely that it is normal, that it is ideal. It helps preserve this young person from the emotional scars of early sexual involvement, the physical hazards of birth control. It frees them up to study their academics, to have good relationships with people.
You'd like this taught in the schools?
Good evening and welcome to this month's edition of Legislative Report. My name is Ember Reichgott and I serve as State Senator for the Robbinsdale, Crystal, and New Hope area.
As you can see, there are a lot of you out there enjoying this unique service called community television. And your programs are varied, informative, and best of all, from the heart.
Which brings us to the last way to be involved. Be a community television viewer. Watch for our weekly schedules in the Post Shopper, then sit back and enjoy the programming efforts of your community, your friends and neighbors, and now, you. Community television is a world of opportunity. The creativity you have to offer is all that we need.
When you check out a Portapak, you will receive 4 pieces of equipment. First, a Sony single-tube color camera, and secondly, a quick-set tripod on which you place the camera. You will also receive a Panasonic half-inch video cassette recorder and power adapter. And finally, an accessory case filled with extra equipment you might need while shooting. Remember that when you check out the equipment, you are financially responsible for it. For that reason, treat it as you would your own equipment. To assemble the Portapak, it is best to start with the tripod. Though the camera may be handheld, a tripod is a much steadier base than the human body. Using a tripod results in concise, wiggle-free shots. To assemble the tripod, loosen the leg rings by turning them to the left. Adjust the leg length to a desired height and then turn each leg ring to the right firmly to lock it into place. Do not tighten the ring as hard as you can. Remember, you will have to loosen it when you're finished. Once all the legs have been set and tightened, spread the legs and position them into place with the middle leg brace. To take down the tripod, simply reverse this process. This quick-set tripod has three primary movements. The first, the column up and down, is controlled via the screw labeled column lock. Loosen the screw to unlock the column and use the hand crank located opposite the column screw to raise the tripod to a desired height. When you have reached the height you want, tighten the column lock screw to secure it at that height. To return the column to a shorter height, loosen the column lock and crank it down. It should be pointed out that this tripod will lock when it has reached its maximum height. To release the lock, press in the silver button located on the column and crank the column down. It's also a good idea to never trust a locking system. It could be disastrous for you if the lock fails to function. The second function of the tripod is the pan control. Locate the screw on the tripod labeled pan lock. By loosening it, you will enable the tripod head to move left or right. The degree to which you
to produce many school concerts and plays. This has been the source of much subscriber satisfaction in the northwest suburbs and also has helped to keep the value of community television up. A third category of Northwest community television programming is community programming. This is very important to Northwest community television as this is the main way members from the community get involved with Northwest community television. We have very many fine programs in this area, and one of those in the community programming area is Direct Line, a program produced weekly by members of the Northwest community, and a program that is a live call-in also on Regional Channel 6.
Hopkins, go ahead with your question, please. Hopkins, go ahead with your call.
Okay. I own a condominium, and it is in my name right now. Several years back, the condominium was in my name, my mother's name, and my father's name. My father's Social Security number is still appearing on the annual loan statement, which has the interest paid and the taxes, or the property taxes paid. Does it pose a problem that that Social Security number is still on this statement?
Well, it might suggest that the loan, I wonder if is he still liable on the mortgage?
No, we put through a quitclaim deed, and I am the sole owner on that quitclaim.
Okay. So you say there's a quitclaim deed, there's no mortgage, or there's a personal loan here?
Yeah, yes, there's a personal loan under my name only.
Okay, but who's the lender? Is the lender a bank or something?
Yes, it's a mortgage company.
Oh, okay.
Bank Plus.
Oh, all right. Well, so both the loan and the home were transferred. So I guess I would wonder why that Social Security number was not changed if it's now in your name alone. I'm just a little puzzled by that. Is there a reason for that?
Well, I guess we lost
the caller
on that one. Right, but those are questions that she may have to specifically.
I think, yeah, with the mortgage holder, it would maybe be a better place to direct the question there.
Right,
and they may have a reason for maintaining the Social Security number of her father there, and they could probably answer that question a little better.
Right. Okay, we'd like to update our listening audience again with the phone numbers that are available for them. The teletext number that they can call, which is the automated system, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. That number is 224-4288. Also, we do have a person from the IRS on an informational phone number. That number is 291.
Another very popular program in the community programming area of Northwest Community Television is At Ease with Cooking, a program produced by residents of the Northwest suburbs in conjunction with the Women's Television Cooperative, also a group that does programming for the Northwest Community Television Corporation.
Welcome to At Ease with Cooking. I'm Bonnie Kershke, your host, and this evening our topic is popcorn. Now I'm wondering right about now how many of you have ever heard the statistic that Minnesotans consume more popcorn per capita than any other state in the country. Well, when we decided to do this show, I thought I'd try and check it out and see if that statistic were accurate. So I asked a number of friends, went to the library, got some help there, even called a place called the Popcorn Institute in Chicago. Unfortunately, I really couldn't find out whether that statistic was accurate. The closest I could come was a statement that appeared in an Orville Redenbacher book called Popcorn Book that was written in 1984. And in that, he stated that Minneapolis, St. Paul was the popcorn eating capital of the world. Well, statistics aside, I guess most of us really enjoy sitting down with a nice warm bowl of popcorn with either some melted butter or margarine and perhaps a sprinkling of salt. But tonight, we're going to get adventuresome, and we're going to give you some recipes, other things you can do with popcorn. And here to demonstrate some of her favorite recipes is Lonnie Lindholm. And she's going to begin by preparing a brown bag microwave caramel corn. Hi, Lonnie.
Hi.
So nice that you could be here this evening with us.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy this as much as...
Living in the land of 10,000 lakes, you might think public access has something to do with boating and fishing. Well, it does, but the public access I'm talking about has more to do with television than it does with water. Public access television was created in the 1960s to give ordinary citizens an opportunity to get the tools and the training they needed to make television. In effect, it's really do-it-yourself TV. But it wasn't until 1982 that public access came to the northwest suburbs of Minneapolis. It was then that Northwest Community Television was established as a nonprofit organization. NWCT's operation is funded by fees currently paid for by over 70,000 cable subscribers in Brooklyn Center, Brooklyn Park, Crystal, Golden Valley, Maple Grove, New Hope, Osseo, Plymouth, and Robbinsdale. Northwest Community Television owns and operates a facility located in Brooklyn Park. The facility is equipped with 2 studios, 4 SVHS edit suites, and 1 real-time non-linear edit suite. We also have 2 portable studios, 6 SVHS camcorders, and 2 SVHS supercams available for checkout. Now you must be a member to use the facilities and the equipment. And we've made becoming a member really easy. All you have to do is take our free training, which is designed for people without any television experience. The basic set of workshops includes an orientation with studio, portable camera, and editing classes. These video production classes are taught by one of our studio managers. The studio managers continue to play an important role after you have completed the classes by providing an affirming and respectful environment in which to volunteer. They are also available to provide information and support as needed throughout the production process. The studio managers also have to enforce the rules. Yes, there are some rules. Here they are. You and your crew members have to be official members of NWCT. The following programming is prohibited: programs produced for hire, commercial programming and advertising, programs which are obscene or indecent or otherwise violate any local, state, or federal law, programs which promote a lottery, and any personal or family programs such as weddings or birthday parties. You are expected to act and talk in a manner appropriate for a public building. All programming produced with NWCT equipment must air on the public access channels. Northwest Community Television programming is cablecast 24 hours a day, 365 days a year on 5 of the cable company's channels. Those channels currently programmed are 12, 16, 18, 19, and 20. Believe it or not, all the programming you see on channels 19 and 20 is created by NWCT volunteers who produce roughly 1,000 programs a year. With numbers like these, making TV can't be all that complicated. And it isn't. So why do they do it? Why do they create their own programs? Well, nobody can answer those questions better than the volunteers themselves.
I'll be very honest, I was scared at first, but the people around here at this place are so helpful that you don't need to be afraid. If you come in, you don't know anything, before you're through, you do know. And it's an easy thing to learn. And if you forget, they're right there to help. I don't think anybody should be afraid of volunteering. It keeps you young.
When you first start, you're a little overwhelmed, but when you actually take the classes and you realize it's hands-on and it's like everybody here is so helpful, they immediately let you touch things. It's a fun place to learn something new.
When I got started, I knew that television production was something that I was interested in. I've been involved in many different productions here. I've been involved in Tuesday Night Trivia, Chiropractic Today. Oh man, I gotta think of them all first. The funnest stuff I've done here would have to be the live productions. Those always get to be interesting times when you're rolling around to that 8 o'clock hour and you need to go on live in 2 minutes. I love being a volunteer.
These volunteers have made Northwest Community Television their access center, and so can you, but it's up to you to make it happen. The staff is willing and ready to help, so what are you waiting for? We'll see you at Northwest Community Television.
Northwest Community Television got its start in 1982 when Storer Cable began building their cable system in the northwest suburbs. our original name was the Northwest Suburbs Community Access Corporation. With fees provided by the cable company, our nonprofit established 5 studios throughout the Northwest Metro and began offering access to cable television. Now residents could practice their First Amendment right and create TV programs of their choice. These programs were cablecast to fellow residents on the local cable system. Now, the equipment offered back then wasn't as high-tech as it is today. In fact, it was downright heavy. But that didn't stop residents from getting involved. Each studio offered free equipment use and TV production classes. And like today, studio managers were on hand to help producers realize their programming dreams. Both community television and cable TV prospered in the early 80s, so much so, we outgrew the Brooklyn Park location we shared. So in 1986, NWCT designed and built a brand new facility across the street from our previous location. At the time, we were the only public access entity in the Twin Cities to design a facility. The new location drew a lot of attention, and more access producers flocked to Brooklyn Park. Because of this and budgetary concerns, the Brooklyn Center, Plymouth, and Maple Grove studios closed in the late 80s. All community television operations then centered out of Brooklyn Park and New Hope. Throughout the 90s, involvement in community television continued to grow. At the same time, NWCT expanded their programming staff and began creating programs featuring local news, sports, and community events. These programs are those now seen on Channel 12. Programming staff and volunteers shared production space through most of the 90s, but due to conflicting production schedules, it soon became clear public access needed its own area. So in 1998, plans got underway to add an addition, the Public Access Wing. To center our operations under one roof, the New Hope studio closed and the new NWCT Community Television Center opened March 1st, 1999. It's been over 4 years since the new center opened, and public access is thriving. With the addition of new digital technology in 2002, the quality of programming produced is better than ever. Though advances in technology have added to the success of this organization, it is still the producers that have made and will always make NWCT successful. The volunteer producers are the ones that spread the word, share talents, and help build community by creating local TV programs. Each volunteer contributes daily to the success of Northwest Community Television.
My name is Michael Thompson, and I'm the producer of the Uncle Mike Show.
Hi, I'm Juanita Hoff, and I've helped out on several shows, but mainly I'm the producer and the host on Northwest City Politics.
My name is Steve Gardner, and I've been a volunteer here since early 2001, and I do a show, an environmental show about developments and in the Plymouth and Maple Grove and the western suburbs area.
My show is about showing people love, joy, peace, and happiness, and also the love of God and then the joy of the Lord.
I'm concerned that more people know what's going on in their cities and become active, more involved, and know when they're voting for somebody. And a lot of times it's hard to get that information. So what we do is bring people from the community or people that are elected to city councils into the studio and have them share what's happening in their cities with our audience.
Well, it's very important because these developments, all the things that are happening in the western suburbs affect everybody. The people in New Hope and in Crystal, Golden Valley are affected by what's happening in Maple Grove and Plymouth, traffic-wise, environmentally, clean air, clean water, beauty. You know, we want to live in this area because it's a beautiful area. Some of those roads out in western Plymouth and Maple Grove country roads with rolling hills and forests and wetlands are just gorgeous, and it's all disappearing.
Come to realize that there are so many people out there who are hurting and they need love, you know, to move on. They need the joy to be their strength. They need the peace of God to rule their hearts, and then happiness to get on moving in life. So I believe strongly that, you know, this is inspiration from God. He led me to do this, to encourage people. The most important thing also is to encourage people to move on in life and to bring hope and healing.
I guess it's always been an interest of mine. At one point in the back, I was part of the Robbinsdale School Board, and so I just became more aware of local issues. And so it's my way of giving something back to the community, to bring some ideas that I think are important for people to know. Because their city council directly affects them. It affects if your streets are plowed, your police, your fire department. So I just want people to know what's happening in the cities in Northwest Community Television land.
I am extremely lucky. Everybody who watches my show is extremely lucky that we have public access. If there was no public access, no one would ever see any of this. No one would see the tens of thousands of trees that are being cut down and the wildlife displaced. If I didn't have this avenue to show it. I started out going to council meetings and trying to stop this, and it did absolutely no good. So I started filming it, and I was very lucky that I saw an advertisement on Channel 18 about make your own show, and very fortunately we have this so everyone can see what's going on.
I feel so good about public access because it gave me the access to the hearts of the people. You know, they said out of the abundance of the heart flows the issues of life. You know, the only way you'll be able to minister to a person is by getting into the person's heart. You know, so having public access has given me the opportunity to get into so many people's heart, to give them hope and healing, and to encourage them in life. You know, for instance, the person that called me to give a testimony on how he got healed of depression. Depression is something that kills. Let's say I did not have public access to minister to him through dancing and, you know, the joy of the Lord. Who knows, he might have been dead, because people have died out of depression. So public access has been real good for myself, my show, and then the people out there.
I got involved because I started out being a guest on and being a New Hope correspondent on Kevin Pfeiffer's My Little TV show, and after I had done that for a while, he said, you know, you could do that. And then I learned about all the opportunities that there were here. And I think it's great that all of the equipment is here, the wonderful staff that have answered, like, I can't even say how many hundreds of thousands of questions that I've asked, and that it's just available for my time. If I put my time in, if I buy a tape and I get some volunteers, I can put ideas that I think are important that need to get out in the community. I think it's super.
This is the true story
of 200 plus strangers
motivated to volunteer at one public access TV station
and have their ideas taped.
Find out what happens when people stop watching television and start making it.
Welcome to the real world of
Northwest Community TV.
Tonight's like any other. I've been called in to solve a case that's been on the books for 20 years. Authorities have long suspected this organization's involvement in shady transactions. People coming and going at all times of the day, 7 days a week, trafficking state-of-the-art video equipment, work crews, even children, laboring for no pay, and top-secret training sessions conducted as often as 15 times a month. If I'm going to close this case, I need to infiltrate this organization. Luckily for me, they're hosting a party this evening. A perfect opportunity to crack the Access Files.
We're not brain surgeons. Trainers.
Kasi qopheessee qindeessaan videoodha.
When we're at NWCT, we do a little show called Testosterone Live.
Northwest Community TV offers free studio, camera, and edit training. Call 763-533-8196.
Audio, stand by. Fade up from black and cue talent in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
For you, Chris Patrick Wilson. Live the adventure.
I'm an IT director at a multinational corporation.
I'm a student of visual effects.
At Northwest Community Television, I direct TV shows seen in thousands of homes around the metro area.
I make digital movies. Action.
Northwest Community TV offers free studio, camera, and edit training. Call 763-533-8196.
I work at the University of Minnesota Parking Services.
I'm the princess of the playground.
Here at Northwest Community Television, I write, direct, produce, and edit my own TV show.
I'm the polka queen.
Northwest Community TV offers free studio, camera, and edit training. Call 763-533-8196.
Good day. We're at NWCT to tell you all about Super Saturday. It's a rare event that happens twice a year, so come on in. This here's the staging area, where people from your community come to witness this exciting event. This is where they'll learn to produce a TV show. Get a load of this control room. Don't be scared none. This is where you'll learn to direct, roll tape, check audio levels, and make graphics. Crocky, get a load of that! We've just caught the elusive DVC-15, a rare catch indeed. You'll learn to tame these timid creatures and learn how to get the best shots. This creature has danger written all over it. Non-linear editing. Don't let it worry you none. You'll have it mastered in no time. Super Saturday, September 25th. To sign up, call 763-533-8196. Hope to see you here, mates.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special Limelight report.
It's been 5 months now, we're still going strong. So just take a look at who we've brought in to the Limelight.
I was a rep. I would get a stomachache if I had to come in to edit, because I always think it's going to be worse.
I honestly say that my passion is television and entertainment.
A friend of mine suggested that we do community access, public television, make our own shows.
And I've been doing the show for almost 20 years, and you can imagine in that time I've talked to a number of people.
Come down and volunteer and do their own show with
you might want to call 763, what was that, 533-8196 and sign up for the classes.
If you'd like to sign up for classes, call today at 763-533-8196.
Free classes.
I'm like, okay, what's the catch?
Like they say in the Nike commercials, just do it.
Back to you in the studio.
The Limelight is produced for volunteers like you. Give us a call if you want to be in the limelight.
I've done, really what started was coming in here. I got on they invited me to come on the seniors program. We had a program today, yeah. And I've been on that about 3 years.
You enjoy doing that?
I enjoyed it. I enjoy the crew. We get along very well. Everything is working splendid. Then I also was asked to come on camera for Polka Spotlight, and I said, whoopee.
What is the main emphasis on your show?
Probably the most important thing is all the animal habitat that is destroyed. You know, that's where they live. The deer and the ducks and the rabbits and the foxes and all the numerous birds out there. So when I'm out there with the camera and the areas are being cut down, I see all the animals running. You know, the trees are coming down. And
yeah, well, one of the quotes in my 1 year 10th anniversary of the skydiving show, one of the quotes I actually said, right in the beginning of the show, I said, it's interesting how close this stuff is by us. You know, it's not just a hop, skip, and a jump, just a jump. The only thing that's keeping you from doing these wonderful, adventurous things is you. So get up and get out there and do it. If you want to go skydiving, hang gliding, surfing, get out and do it.
I have to secure the guests, or I do secure the guests, and I go through the newspaper to look for interesting people or interesting subjects. And then a lot of times, most of the guests that we have will say, well, the 27 minutes went so fast, you know, and they will then give me perhaps the name of other friends that they have.
Oh, sure.
Or they'll say, well, anytime you need someone to come on a show.
Well, I guess I'm not exactly a pioneer, but I've been here for probably 12 years or something. Early 90s, I started here as a volunteer because a friend of mine had worked at a cable access station and says, it's great, you can do your own programs and everything like that. Well, I checked in here. I didn't have any programs to do at the time, but I found it a real interesting situation. So I got involved in camera work first, like most people did, and worked with the vans and went out and did parades and sporting events, you know, football games and basketball games, and just kind of kept working away at it and enjoyed it. So here I am all these years later, still working as a volunteer.
Thursday nights, is that right?
Yes, Thursday nights.
8 p.m. on Channel 19?
Yep, we're booked for another season.
I'm shaky. I see some improvement already. So I think we're getting somewhere here.
You really think so?
How are you feeling now?
I just got it off my chest. I just feel fantastic.
Well, we sing and we pray and we play the guitar and pray for the sick. I would not want to be able to pray for the sick. So many people are sick. And we give a Bible message, something directly from the Bible. And I've been on for television about, well, going on about 14 years, close to 14 years. And
we get sent in more videos than we could ever play.
And the freedom of their playlists.
They'll pretty much play anything that comes in.
The tension amongst the crew rises.
One thing I can't put up with is Don's dress code. It's just too strict.
Dealing with Don's bossy attitude, you know, he's always telling you what to do. And
that we don't get paid to do it.
With the stress level an all-time high, Don flees.
But for 2 summers, I had absolutely no involvement with the show. Kind of a down time for me just because I wasn't involved.
And the crew is left alone.
It's funny because when I was in high school and, you know, where we watched Wayne's World, and it's kind of like my idea of it, and I had no idea until I started working here that, wow, this is important. People come here to express their ideas, what they want to get across. You know, we provide to the 9 Northwest suburbs, you know, an audience for people to speak their mind.
Why is it important? It's important because it gives people an outlet to exercise their freedom of speech, where you can actually air to your community your views on the Constitution. You can talk about your government. You can talk about how you feel about what's going on with the war. I mean, and it gives you an outlet to just not sit in your living room and talk about it with your friends. I mean, this is going out over the airways, and you're able to exercise your First Amendment right, your freedom of speech.
You've got the freedom to produce what you wish, and there's always going to be an alternative viewpoint. If somebody doesn't agree with what you produced or the message you're conveying, they have that complete freedom to come in and produce the opposing view.
If I don't go out there, if I don't get this media to tell people about what I'm into, they won't get to know. They won't have the choice to choose whether to go to the left or to the right.
Freedom of speech is something that I don't think it's been curtailed. I just don't think it's really been encouraged in later years. And public access is probably one of the last remaining venues where that's still possible.
You know, the next closest thing I could think of is a letter to the editor, and you know, we all know that takes quite a while, and you may get lucky and get your editorial printed once every 6 weeks, whereas down here you could do a show and air your opinions once a week.
I've seen a lot of diverse ideas, thoughts, beliefs passing through here, but everybody's respected for their own beliefs.
The value of public access is a means for anyone to present in either a low-cost, if not free manner, a message they want to send across, a particular interest that they want to share, to send it out to the general masses.
You know, it provides the members, we provide equipment and training that they can use to come in and, you know, get their word across. Where else are you going to go for free to express your point of view?
Cable access TV is for the average person that doesn't have the big bucks, that can come in here, take the classes, be qualified, and have their voice heard.
Electronic media allows for endless creative possibilities. Here at NWCT, we offer the tools to help you realize them. This facility contains 2 production studios, top-of-the-line prosumer digital video cameras, non-linear edit suites, and portable studios. The studio production class offered at NWCT will guide you through everything from setting up microphones, building graphics, audio mixing and live directing, to camera operations, floor directions, and set construction. After a brief lecture, the students will participate in a hands-on studio production that will later be featured on Channel 18. Our top-of-the-line prosumer cameras offer high-quality images and flexible sound options to help you get the most out of your location shooting. We'll take you through the basics of white balancing, iris, zoom, focus, tripod operations, and microphone application. before breaking off into groups and letting you put those things to work. We'll take you through the basic steps needed to get your footage into Final Cut Pro, where it can be assembled, manipulated, and reworked to your heart's content. We'll show you how to log and capture, navigate the timeline, and apply graphics and effects before exporting your final project, ready for station playback or upload to the internet. Sign up today and let us help you make your TV dreams a reality.
Change the channel. Change the channel. Make a sound. Share the echo.
Share the echo and show the world your face. It is your right to seek.
It is your right to receive. It is your right to impart.
The doors of public distribution are constantly changing.
It is our duty to bar those doors from closing.
We will not let our voices be silenced through legislation, through commodification, through the lumbering giants pulling the plug. I believe in public access.
I believe in public access. Stay tuned.